Hey everyone, RogueGold here, and welcome to My Dream for the Division Portal. This is my 5th installment in the My Dream series. I highly recommend anyone who's unfamiliar to go and check some of those out. They're all videos I'm super proud of and you guys seem to really enjoy, so thank you so much for your support. You can find those videos and this new one in the My Dream playlist over on my playlist tab. Before we get too far in, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everyone in general. No matter where you're listening from, I hope you're having a wonderful time of year with friends and family. This is now the 3rd year in a row in which I've upheld my tradition of releasing a pretty special video, at least I think it is, on Christmas Day, and the first one I ever did was my first Dream video, and so this is really exciting for me to be able to bring you all another one today. And this video is also going to be pretty unique in that this is the first Dream video I'm doing that isn't based off of a known Division project or something that's logical to becoming one day, like the Division 3. So instead of me giving you all my Dream ideas for an existing project, today I'm pitching you all an entirely new one, and I'm really excited to hear some of your thoughts about this idea, because after giving it some thought, I really think that something along the lines of what I'm going to talk about today could be immensely successful and insanely popular with fans in this IP. So without further ado, let's dive into this. I give you my dream for the Division Portal. I did a video a few months back tackling the big debate that this community can never quite seem to slip out of, that being whether or not a Division 1 remaster would be a desirable or even worthwhile product if it meant potentially delaying the production of something like the Division 3 or future installments to the franchise. Personally, I leaned more towards the idea of preferring seeing a Division 3 before any sort of Division 1 remaster, and that's not to say I don't love Division 1. It's my favorite game of all time, but I'm also a huge fan of imagination and innovation, and a Division 1 remaster, while it would certainly be cool, it's not going to offer me anything I didn't play to death in the 3 years span of Division 1's life. And ultimately, I'd rather look ahead to the future than revisit the past. But what if I told you that there was a way to claim the best of both worlds? A way in which the die-hard first-wave fanatics could return to the snowy streets of Manhattan while also providing new setups and experiences never before seen in a Division game, and quite literally unlocking and pushing the creativity of a Division project beyond any boundaries it's ever reached. That's the idea I'm bringing you today with the Division Portal. Now, that name might be familiar to you or totally unfamiliar. If you're in that latter group, let me provide you with a little bit of context. This year saw the release of Battlefield 2042, a long-awaited and highly anticipated entry in the long-standing Battlefield franchise. They've had games set in World War II, in the modern day, and in over 100 years into the future. And when the game was revealed over the duration of this past summer, the Battlefield Portal mode was unveiled, a new experience that players were going to be able to uncover in 2042. It was pitched as a love letter to the Battlefield franchise, and that's exactly what it is. Now that the game is out, Portal is arguably one of the most popular components to the 2042 game, and it's easy to see why. The basic premise of Portal is that it allows players to create their own Battlefield experience using their favorite characters, weaponry, and vehicles from their favorite Battlefield games. Want to pit a bunch of World War II snipers against a squad of fully decked out futuristic soldiers? You can do that. Want to have aerial dogfights with historical bombers while a bunch of high-tech hovercrafts race around a modern-day map? You can do that. The possibilities are endless, and yet it doesn't end there. Not only can you mix and match these incredible components from 4 distinct Battlefield titles, but you can fine-tune practically every detail of the game experience you want to create, from the basic game editor of health values, fall damage sliders, game score limits, etc., to the vastly deep logic editor where you can quite literally code your ideas into existence. Portal is the dream game mode that Battlefield fans of all sorts have always wanted, and I think it's no understatement to say that this could have the exact same effect on the Division community. Does anyone else just get lost in long discussions about the past, present, and future of the Division when playing with their friends? Because I know I certainly have. My friends and I still do to this day. Topics of discussion like the following. I liked Gear 1.0 in Div 2's Year 1, but the stat allocation had a lot of flaws. Gear 2.0 is a bit more balanced, but it's far too simplistic. Yeah, I've really come to like Division 2's movement. Some of Division 1's animations were far better, but things flow much smoother in here. I think DC is gorgeous, but it really just lacks the atmosphere and the scale of Manhattan from the Division 1. I really think that some of the interactivity that enemies have in the Division 2 with all of their tactics and weak points is really cool. I really miss that impactful recoil from the Division 1. You guys know what I mean? There are an infinite amount of things between the two games that people discuss and could hold an infinite number of opinions and preferences on. And guess what? All those discussions are only going to increase in their depth upon Heartland's release, because soon we're going to have 3 wildly different and distinct Division experiences that we've played, each with their own locations, movement sets, weaponry selection and handling, and so much more. And very similarly to Battlefield, playing Battlefield 1942 is going to be incredibly different from playing Battlefield 2042. You can still easily tell it's a Battlefield game, but there's a lot of different. And I have a feeling that by this time next year, it's going to be obvious how different the Division experience you get is depending on if you enter into the dark wintertime Manhattan, deep summer DC, or the gorgeous fall of rural America. And that's why I think Division's very own Portal mode could be immeasurably popular and successful, either as a standalone project and client, or as a side mode to the Division 3 one day down the line. Having 3 to 4 entire games worth of content and iteration, systems, and more at your disposal to create literally whatever your imagination can come up with, just think about that. I'll wait. In case the goldmine of ideas for this hasn't dawned on you yet, let me lay out a few quick ideas that come to mind. You set up a really long street in a Division 1 setting, using cars and other objects to block off the intersection so there's just one long, multi-block lane. And it's you and a group of 4 against unending waves of hyena shock baton rushers at 2 times their normal speed. You've got infinite ammo and defensible positions, but you've got to figure out what you're going to do by wave 10 when there's over 200 rushers coming at you. That one doesn't interest you? Okay, you set up a nighttime mode in Dark Zone South in the Division 2. Small, confined spaces, a good number of nooks and crannies to go and hide in, and the zone is just crawling with hunters, patrolling, watching, hunting. And your goal is to enter, go find some special object, and get out without being caught, because as soon as one sees you, the entire zone is going to descend upon your location. So pretty extremely intense. Or you want to go the PvP route, and you create a free-for-all where people are fighting against one another using the different game's mechanics. So one person has got a Division 1 movement set and character, where they're using Division 1 guns and recoil. One person's got Division 2 movement with Div 2 guns, and someone else has Heartland movement with Heartland guns. And now you're all pitting those against one another to see who wins. Like, there is an infinite number of wild creations people could come up with. And kind of like I was just saying with that example, this would finally end the debate people have of which game and its systems are better. Some people are always going to prefer Division 1's movement. Some people are always going to prefer Division 2's movement. Some people are going to swear that Heartland's gunplay is the best thing they've ever seen. And some people aren't going to change their mind on those things ever. But what a Division Portal mode would allow for is for that debate to become inconsequential, because you could create your own experience where you get to use your favorite movement and gunplay. So maybe you prefer the Division 1 and your friend gets to use a Division 2 agent with movement and Heartland weaponry and recoil, and all of this applies to skills as well. Of course, you could use any of the 9 skills in Division 1, the dozens of skill variants in Div 2, whatever skills we may see in Heartland. The possibilities are endless. And like I just mentioned in one of those examples, this doesn't have to be restricted to just a PvP experience like Battlefield is. Although I suppose you can put AI bots into Battlefield Portal modes as well, but you could easily come up with so many awesome PvE game modes as well in a Division setting. Like, you have so many diverse and awesome factions at your disposal. Let's see, how many are there? You got the Rioters, Cleaners, Rikers, LMB, the LMB3 from the Legendary missions, Hunters, Hyenas, True Sons, Outcasts, Black Tusk, White Tusk, the Underground faction, the Rogue Agents, the Raiders that you can find up in the summit. The amount of possible combinations alone you could create there is staggering. A mode with all heavy units from the different factions, a mode with a brigade of heavy gunners that you have to take down. I'm sure you guys get the idea and are already probably formulating what modes you would create first. The last thing I want to cover is that this would of course extend to environments as well. Now, as far as how the actual UI portion of creating something like this within the Division Portal, I don't know. That's of course a development issue to work out, and not really a conceptual one. But I imagine there's a good number of ways in which the player could be allowed to create specific types of environments from locations in Division 1, 2, and Heartland. Maybe the devs provide area templates, or you get to choose sections from the open world, and then you can remove or edit all of the assets, stuff like cars, barricades, sniper towers, all that stuff. You could reposition it to your liking so that you could create that perfect 1v1 PvP arena, or an attack and defend PvE mode, or a hide and seek type of deal, literally whatever your mind could come up with. Alright everyone, well, I have been going on for long enough. I think and hope that from my illustrations here, you all have been able to realize just how much potential a Division Portal mode for the game could have. Above all else, I just think this sort of project would be the ultimate fix for one of Division's greatest struggles over the years, which is indecision. So many people enjoy so many different things about this game. Some like PvE, some like PvP, some like both, some like the story, some play for the RPG mechanics, some love looting, some hate gear management, some take photos, others do speedrun stuff. It's a myriad of preferences and opinions, and it's that diversity, which is part of why I love this game and community so much. but a project like the Division Portal would finally offer a solution in the sense that anyone could create any Division experience they like. And that's not to say that I envision this being the franchise's endgame, or that I wouldn't want to still see a Division 3 or other spin-off games in the future. But I truly believe that a Division Portal experience could bring immeasurable value to the IP and community, and that it would cool the heated tensions that people so often have over what kind of Division experience they want to see next. Because at the end of the day, what's more fun than the fun that you create yourself? Thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and be sure to subscribe with notifications on so you can be updated every time I upload. This was easily one of my favorite Dream videos to do yet, because unlike the others, this one is a totally new project and concept that I'm envisioning, so I'm very curious to hear all of your guys' thoughts about it. Do you feel the same as I do in regard to the massive potential that a Division Portal project could bring to the community? Do you think it would be as popular as I'm pitching it would be here? And if it were to become a reality, what are some of the game modes and fun experiences that you would try and create? Before I sign off, I just wanted to say Merry Christmas once more to you all. Happy holidays in general. Thank you all so much for giving me your time, viewership, and attention over this past year. It's unarguably been Division's toughest year yet, with a lot of lows and a few pretty soaring highs. The roller coaster of announcements and waiting and whatnot has been difficult to navigate, no doubt, but I can't thank you enough for watching and supporting the content I did pursue over this time. As always, I had a ton of fun just talking and being involved with my favorite game franchise of all time, and I'm unendingly thankful that people enjoy my stuff enough to follow me, so thank you from the bottom of my heart. 2022 is going to be the franchise's biggest year yet, and I truly cannot wait to see what's in store for us with Heartland, Division 2's future, mobile, the movie, everything. And whether or not anything like the Division Portal is ever created, it's always a joy to just be able to discuss random ideas on here and have people care to listen. So once more, thank you, and I'm counting the seconds until we get a glimpse at what's ahead for us in 2022. With that, my friends, I conclude my dream for the Division Portal. Once again, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and until the next one, guys, RogueGold out.